Good evening, guys. I hope I'm audible. Can someone just confirm that I'm audible?
Yeah, Nikhil, go ahead.
Good evening, guys. Welcome to our second session on opportunities in co-mechanical, an internship talk brought to you by ITG Racing. Our speakers for today are Ananya Manohar and Vishal Jamwar, both of whom are our club alumni. They're also both placed in Bajaj, and Ananya Bhaiya was also an intern in Bajaj. So without wasting any further time, we'll start with Vishal Bhaiya. Do keep in mind that we will have a small Q&A session. Feel free to post your queries in the chat box anytime, or even unmute yourself at the end, very end, so that you can clear any doubts that you have. So we'll just begin. Vishal Bhaiya, you can go ahead.
So hello everyone. Uh, I would like to directly go upon the points. So when you get to know what is intern, then why you want to do intern? This is the one of the question that you need to be very clear about. So for there is an experience section in every format you see in the of your resume. So in there after the education section there is an experience section. Okay. So in the experience section, you have to write about the experience you have with your course curriculum or anything apart from that. Also, if you are going to sit in the placement. So when you do an intern, you get to write those things in the experience section on the CV. If you don't have any intern, you will have to remove the section from that, and just the project section will be there after the education section. Second thing is that when you do an intern, you get to know about the industry. Like you get to know about the industry you will be working as an intern. So you get to know that it will help you to understand how the industry work, and is it going to be fit for you. So you have check on the fitness of the industry for you when you intern in that industry. Then a mark that you are interested to do it. So when you mention that you have interned in that particular company or industry, and you have done something good in that, this marks that you were interested to do that particular thing. So in the placement also it will help you to mark it as an that you are interested to do this type of work. uh, the fourth point, the project to tell about in placement, same that I have already told you, that it will give you, like, a placement is all about what you have done and what your capabilities are. So you will get a lot to work in the intern season, like in the intern uh, in the industry you will get to work on a lot of things. So surely it gives you materials to speak in the placement. So you will have a project, a major project with experience to tell about in the placement, and to to make a mark of yourself in the place in front of the interviewer. The next one is it will also give you a chance of you getting a PPO at the end of the intern. If you work great, then you will be getting a PPO, and you need not be sitting in the placement season. The next thing is that from the year of your seniors, it is formalized in the new curriculum that an internship is compulsory for you to have in the break of the sixth in the break after sixth semester and before seventh semester. So these are the things that why you should have an intern. The second thing I want to talk about is the things that are necessary for you to get an intern. The first thing is that clear concept will help you in both written test and interviews. In some interviews, they will ask a lot of question in depth of your core subject knowledge. So as most of the companies have both written as well as interview test, so a core subject knowledge is very helpful in the written test as well, because there will be questions relating to the core subject uh, with clear concept eventually, that you need to be very precise about the knowledge there in the written test of the uh, of every company, and also in the placement, not in the placement, in the interviews you will be asked a lot about the core subject knowledge, because you will be sitting in the core interviews. Second thing is that aptitude. So you are competing with your batchmates. Keep this in mind while judging your aptitude skills. Most of the time we think that our aptitude is like very good, but you need to be better than most of your batchmates in clearing the aptitude test, because one number can also let you be out of the interview list. So you need to be very much better than most of your batchmates. The third thing is know your projects well. Whatever you have written in the CV, you need to be very precise about that. You should know everything related to that. In the major part of the CV is the project section that you have already done in your course till now. So you should know everything related to the project you have done. You should be knowing also that the full knowledge of what you have done and the subject relating your projects. So if you have done something related to, like if I say, if you are working in the automobile club and you have done something related to steering subsystem, then you should know very good about what you have done in the steering subsystem, what were your uh, contribution to the subsystem. Also, since the steering subsystem works uh, for, like, there is a gear pinion gear system there in the steering, so you need to know the about everything about the gears. Like in machine design course there is a topic on gears, so they can ask you about gears. They can also ask you about bearing, because bearing will there be in the steering subsystem. So these type of things you should keep in the mind, that whatever you worked on the project, whatever subjects that were relating to the project, you should know about those topics beforehand, so that you can clearly tell the interviewer all the questions that they will be asking you. Fourth is the knowledge about company. So you should, sometimes they happen that they can ask you something related to the company. Let's say example, the revenue. uh, so this may not be asked in the internship session, but this was asked in the placement. What was the revenue? What you think it was good or bad the last year? This type of question can be asked. It can also be asked that who is the chairman of the company. These type of things you should keep in your mind while you are going to for the interview of the particular company. Fifth is the practice of speaking. Since the opportunities are not so great for the core mechanical, so you should be very confident about what you are going to speak in the interview. So everything written on your CV you should prepare beforehand. Have a practice of speaking, of expressing your projects, your skill among your friend circle as well. So this is very important point, that practice of speaking should be there um, before the interview. Sixth is the patience and self-confidence. You should be self-confident about your skill of about uh, your projects and everything. You should have patience because companies will be coming like from August till March, and very less number of companies come to on campus. So you should have some patience and as well as interest, because it will keep you interested toward the core mechanical. A good CPI is one of the factor, but it is not as much as important, because as soon as you clear the CPI cutoff and you are you enter the interview, uh, it is not going to be the major factor, but it can be a factor depending upon the company, what company requires and what they ask for. So good CPI is a plus thing. Also, some software is a plus. Like if you know SolidWorks or this type of software, you have something to tell to the interview panel, and they might get interested in you after you tell that you know this software and you have this type of certification. So some knowledge of software is a plus thing, but if you don't have this, uh, it doesn't matter. If you have this, you can have some uh, advantage, but the chances are very less that you will have any advantage. So moving toward the third uh, types of opportunities. So there are two types of opportunity: on campus and off campus. So on campus only industrial internship comes, but on off campus industrial as well as academic internship will come. So I will discuss briefly about all of those things, but I want to emphasize about a change in curriculum. Like in our times, if if we don't get any of the on campus or off campus internship, there was no any pressure from the department about the internship season. So uh, there were chance that you can ask your professor to give you some project so that you can showcase this in like future in placement, that you have done something in the summer of the third year, after the summer of the third year. But a change in curriculum was observed last year. Like your seniors were introduced to this change in curriculum, that it is compulsory for everyone to have a internship or summer training in core mechanical sector, like related to whatever your course is, like mechanical engineering related something, summer intern, summer training, anything like that. And this was similar to essay course, that you need to be passed in this, and no credits were given in that. But due to pandemic, there were some relaxation, that you can also have summer training in your own college. But I don't think it will, this relaxation will be there uh, in your year. So you'll need to have either on campus industrial internship or off campus industrial or academic internship apart from IITG. So moving on to the on-campus internship, industrial internship, these were the companies that came last year as well as last to last year. Here you can see Bajaj came in our times and in your senior year as well. So they had in both the years. Reliance came only in our times, and they had three of our batchmates. ITC also only came in our times in 2019 to 2020 internship session. Sri Cement came in your seniors year, like that is previous year. KPI and they did hire some of the some of the some of the students. KPIT, I'm sure that KPIT came in our season, that is 2019 and 2020, but I'm not sure if they came in uh, the last season. But there were some companies uh, like KPIT that came, so I'm just mentioning it to have there in the last internship session. But KPIT never took anyone in the both the season. Slumberger came in our in our season, but they could not take anyone because of the pandemic. It came in the month of March. Siemens came the last year, but did not take anyone. So on-campus internship opportunities are very less. So you need to be the best among your batchmates. You need to be very precise and very smart, like not smart in terms of academics, I'm telling, but in terms of grabbing the opportunity, you need to be very smart. Uh, so you have a clear chance of Bajaj because it has already taken in both the years. So be very careful while applying for Bajaj and be very prepared for Bajaj. Moving on to next. Bajaj and ITC, Ananya will tell you about this in detail. Sri, KPIT, you must have, Ayush must have told you in the uh, previous internship talk. Slumberger, I will tell you something about Slumberger, that if you have any type of inter-IIT achievement, or have you been to inter-IIT, then Slumberger is a very good, very good. You have a very good opportunity in Slumberger because the position offered by Slumberger is field engineer internship, where they give a fair chance to the one who has already been to the inter-IT because of the fitness factor. So if you have ever been to inter-IT, you have a very good chance in clearing this Slumberger interview. I will talk about Reliance because I was interviewed in the Reliance. So they first take return test. Return test is very important in this because it is the only thing that will uh, like eliminate most of the candidates. So you need to be very good at aptitude and core mechanical questions. So you need to have practice of aptitude and core mechanical question. You can practice these from different sites on like India Bigs and all of these. So it is very important to have a good written test because in our times only 9 students were there who were selected in the written test, while 30 around 30 were applied. So it is very important to you to clear the written test. In the interview there were 2 rounds, tech and HR. Tech is very important because they ask you a lot of course questions. Project, they also ask you project related questions like earlier I told you about the, if you are working in the automobile and you are working in the steering subsystem that I was working. So they asked me about bearings, bearing, how bearing is numbered and all of that. So they were asking anything that I worked on related to that thing. If there is any subject related to that, they were asking question on that. So they asked a lot of core question, and tech interview was the most important among the tech and HR. So you can see the how the core concept will help you clearing the tech interview of Reliance. HR, in HR interview, basic questions were there. Very simple basic question. They were mostly focusing on the tech interview. So they took 3 of our batchmates in that intern season. So this was about Reliance. One more thing I want to tell you about the on-campus opportunity is this course. Though, so there was a Japanese endowed course that was started in February 2020 for the first time in India at IITZ. So it was there in our times, but not sure will it be there this time or not, because it was not in the in your seniors time. It was only in our time that it was also the first time it was introduced in February 2020. So in this first they select based on resume. First there is a resume selection. 20 students are selected for Japanese learning language and automotive classes. So 20 students were selected, and rest 20 to 30 were selected only for automotive class. So there were only 20 selection for the this internship program, but those 20 among those 20 internship opportunities were only for 10 students. You can see here. So 10 students were to be taken into internship at Maruti Suzuki India for 1 month and Suzuki Japan for the next month. So it was a 2 month internship program. uh, 20 students were selected first, and then these 20 students were put into a program at our own college at IITG. Every weekend there were session. In the morning session, we were taught Japanese language, and in the afternoon session, automobile class was there. So after uh, like uh, after 1.5 months, they took internship interviews in the mid March, and were about to select 10 students. But due to pandemic, this internship program and the endowed course was put on hold, and it never got completed. So nobody was selected for the internship opportunity. But if this time it happens, it is a great opportunity for you all. But the problem is that it starts in the month of February, and the results are uh, declared in the month of April. So there is a risk of, if you not get selected for the internship, then it will be difficult for you to get into any other internship program. So you might not be risking your, you might not be uh, risking other internship opportunity for this. So you can keep this as an option, like last option. Okay. So next is the off campus. So I will give you a brief introduction about the off-campus industrial internship, and Ananya will give you in-depth analysis of industrial off-campus internship. So in this, uh, you can make a lot of like hello, 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 Nikhil, I am audible.
Yeah.
Okay. So here, make a list of companies from everywhere possible. So first make a list, then reach website of every company, and then move toward the career section and search for opportunities. So I will give you how I will take you to one of the website. Like, see this is a website of General Electric. You must know about this website, this company. So here you can go to the career section. Now here you can see uh, when you click on the more, it will take you to the career section of the GE Global. Here, search and apply. You can go to this search and apply, and then here you can see there will be a list of opportunities for you at the global level in the General Electric. Likewise, you can search for any of the companies you want, and you can apply here. Though the chance of getting selected is less, but you should always try to apply at as much as company you can. So here you can see that you can choose what job function you want from this. You can choose company or experience level, anything. If you want to do intern, you can select this. and then go into this and apply. So likewise, you can do this to any company you want and reach the website of every company, go into career section and move forward like what I have shown you. And but you need to start this as early as possible, because most of the company in the September, like in September, they will tell you that they have already hired the intern for their job openings. So you should start as early as possible. I tell you to start it right after this uh, talk, so you can start just after the talk as well. The second thing you can do in this is that search HR or any technical member of the company you want to like do intern with on LinkedIn. You can search for HR or any tech member, like senior tech member, and approach them intelligently. Like you should be strategically planning like how to reach to the HR. You first need to see that there is a opportunity in their company, and then tell them about that, and tell them that you want to work in that company at this position for this type of opportunities. So you need to be intelligent uh, in approaching the HR or any tech member. Ananya will tell you the detail about this. Also, there are websites like Internshala, this type of website. You can search on that as well. There are a lot of opportunity available for you on Internshala. Although in on Internshala, most of the opportunity is for like greater than 3 months, but there are some opportunities that you can find for lesser than 3 months that you can do, because in our college we can only do internship for 3 months straight, because we only have 3 months of vacation between our third and fourth year. So you can do this also. Also, you can get referrals from your senior or family members. Ask your senior who are working in a company for some year. So because there is always some project going on in the company and they need people to assist them. Uh, from senior, I mean to say, from like if if there are senior relating to your club or anything, if like 4 year back you can see any alumni of your club or anyone from the mechanical department, you can ask him if there is any like any opening or any work for you to have there. So they can ask their seniors or their HR for a referral for you, or you can ask your family member, because most of the time it happens that the job openings or openings are uh, like always filled through referrals. So you should try this option as well. The next is this ONGC, Whale, Indian Railways, SAIL, ISRO. These type of PSUs, I must say, they have some programs of internship. You can also try there. Ananya will tell you more about this. Uh, Also, look for an industry in your locality. If you are in Bhopal, if I say, you can also intern or have summer training in Bhel. So these type of industry will always welcome you to have to work in their company. So you should also try these type of things for the off-campus industrial intern. Moving on toward the academic off-campus interns. So uh, in developed countries, what happens that the big engineering firms allot projects to academic institute professors, and these professors requires research assistant. So you can be the research assistant of those professors through these three ways. The first is the scholarship programs, which are there like MyTex, DAR, Charpak. I will tell you specifically about MyTex that MyTex comprises of the group of Canadian institutions where a list of projects are displayed in the website of MyTex Global Link Program, it is called. So from there, they allow you to select 7 of the projects. So there are like thousands of projects, and you need to select 7 of the projects and then fill out the form, including various things like you have to give them research statement, recommendation, and all of that. So you can fill out MyTex Global Link program, but you need to be very careful and very prepared while filling the MyTex because uh, there are very less chance of getting selected in that, and you don't want to waste your this chance because MyTex is a very good program. They give you full scholarship, like full fee waiver, as well as give you some stipend to stay in in Canada. So this is a very good program. You can try MyTex Global Link program. Likewise, DARD and Charpak are there to apply for. The second one is research project abroad. Earlier I told you about the engineering firm allotting projects to academic institute professor. So they are in search of some good research student like you. So for that, you need to mail that professor, and with a mail you have to attach a research statement. What is research statement? So research statement gives that professor an insight about your research interest, why you want to do that research with him, and what are your future plans. So in the research statement and in the mail as well, you need to write a concise research interest, use your related project to back that research interest, and why you are the best fit for that research project with that professor. You have to tell them, you have to make them believe that you are the best fit for that research project, and you need to tell them about your future plan as well. So there are uh, I will tell you about how to apply for research project abroad. So let's say this MIT. So if you want to have to contact any professor at any college, you can follow this procedure as well, or you can also ask any of the your senior who have gotten research internship in any of the uh, college abroad. So like this, if you want to have uh, to to have the email ID or phone number or anything, like you want to know about the professor, you can do this. First go to the research section. So here you can see the center, labs, and programs. So in these type of universities, there are lots of centers and labs where research are carried out. So from this you can see these many research centers are there in MIT. So let so if you want to do anything related to manufacturing and productivity, then you go into this here. Uh, these are the list of the affiliated faculty and research group. So from there, if you want to do like to do a research with to know what the research interest of these professors are, so go into this. Here you can see a web page for this particular professor. Here you can see the interest. Also
when you see there the research interest of this professor is this. If this matches your research interest or you have done something related to this, then uh, you can ask this professor or you can contact this professor here. His email id is there, his website is there, his phone number is here. You can contact this professor about why you want to do internship or research in his field related to his interest by preparing a mail and a quality research statement. So on that you need to provide these three things, and anything if you want more you can write in that. Ultimately you have to make this professor believe that why you will be the best fit for that particular research. Also if you have any recommendation from any professor or any industrial uh, person, you can also have recommendation. It will act as an advantage over others. If you are mailing the professor, you can have this recommendation attached with your mail, then so it will make him believe that you are a better person to do research with. Similarly, you can also go for research project in any IIT. If you like whatever I told you for the research project abroad, similarly you can also look for professor at IIT in similar way. uh, the similar way you can go to any IIT website and look for the department of mechanical engineer, and then uh, go to the faculty list. You can have the list of professors you are interested to work in the field. So likewise you can also approach these professors. So lastly I would like to say that what not to do in this internship season is that don't wait for opportunities, because the time will fly very quickly in this particular semester and the next semester. So don't wait for opportunities, start hunting for it right from today. Don't be lazy in applying to any of the university or any company. Be very brave in applying to that and be very prepared while applying to that. Be very intelligent while applying to any of the opportunity. The last thing is don't run for money, because internship matters, money doesn't. In coding or in any other type of internship you will get lots of money, but in core mechanical internship they don't give you much money. So don't think that this is not a good internship based on the money. See the project that you will be doing in the internship, that only matters. Because nobody will ask you how much money you got from this internship. Everyone will ask you what you have done in the internship, and see what your capabilities are. So thank you. I will give Ananya to go ahead with his talk.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Am I audible?
Yes, Bhaiya, you can go ahead.
Yes, Bhaiya, you are.
I'll share my PowerPoint once. Yes. Hello, yeah. Is the PowerPoint visible? Can
Yeah,
anyone
yeah.
confirm? Okay. So about me, I am 2021 pass out batch, mechanical engineering BTech undergrad. So my work experience includes internship at Bajaj Auto. It was which I secured up in my third year, and that was converted to PPO. So I did not sit in the placements. I was not allowed to. Then in my second year, I had done an internship at Hindustan Aeronautics Limited at Bangalore. RWRDC stands for Rotary Wing Research and Design Center. It is basically helicopters. This was in May to June 2019. That is after my second year. And positions of responsibilities include chairperson, chairperson at SAE Club from April 2019 to April 2020. So coming to industrial intern, this has been discussed in detail in the part 1 and in Vishal's PowerPoint also. ITC came, I will focus more on ITC and Bajaj because I applied for those two. In ITC, they selected two guys, one from mechanical and one from electrical. In Bajaj Auto, they selected four guys. This is in 2019. Out of these, three were in mechanical and one was from electrical. And in KPIT, they did not select anyone. And in Reliance, they selected three, all from mechanical. And coming to the ITC part, the internship process was such that there was CV shortlisting. So make sure that your CV has all the points that are relevant to the work which you have done. You should not lie in your CV. Whatever you have done and whatever you know properly, you mention that. And it should also be noted that for ITC, it is assumed that there is a CPI cutoff. They don't generally tell it out, but anything above 7 should be safe. Anything above 8 will be very good. It will give you almost a sure shot of getting selected in the CV cutoff round. And after the CV selection, around 24 guys from mechanical were left. Around 60 to 70 guys applied. They selected only 24 for this after CV shortlisting. And after CV shortlisting, there was a small test which is called a psychometric test. That test was basically to check if you're psychologically balanced or not. Generally, everyone qualifies the test. The questions in that test are very general in nature to check your mental balance. You don't necessarily have to prepare for that. After that test, everyone was all the 24 people were given a chance to participate in group discussion. These 24 were from mechanical itself, and I think around 12 were from electrical. So total 36 people were there. They divided us into 6 groups of 6 each, and then group discussion was there. Group discussion round. A few important things to note about group discussion round is that you have to act like a leader. If you don't have to be very selfish in that round, like not allowing anyone else to speak, cutting others' points. If someone is giving a genuine point, you'll have to accept it and you'll have to appreciate it also. And if suppose if you are a group of 6 people and you notice that only 5 of you are giving your inputs and one guy is sitting silently in the corner because he or she is shy or whatever, you'll have to encourage them to come forward and give their points. Like for example, some guy A is sitting in the corner and is not telling anything. You can ask him to, Mr. A, do you have anything to add to this or something like that? You can tell. There are various group discussion tips available on YouTube and in the internet in general. I'll suggest you to prepare for it before applying. And after that group discussion test, there was an interview round. For in mechanical, they selected 11 out of this 24 for that interview round. That interview round was for technical in nature. So after that, in that interview, for us, the person taking my interview, he was not very well versed in mechanical, I assume. He had done his BTech in electrical engineering, so he did not know much of mechanical. So he asked very basic questions from me. My interview was over in 10 minutes, and I was able to answer all those questions because they were not hard. And after that, out of this 11 people who went to the technical interview round, 4 were sent to the HR round. In HR round, the 4 people who were sent into HR round from mechanical, they were of various fields. One was in core. I was from core. One was from data analytics, and then one was from marketing. He had a marketing background. So the ITC, they don't come here looking for any particular domain of interest. They can select whoever they find fit. They have ITC is a large company and they have various roles. So whoever they find fit in whichever field, they'll select, be it data analysis or marketing or coding or core mechanical and or core electrical. Then in that HR round, I was not able to qualify. So I'll tell you my mistakes. The main mistake was I was not prepared for HR round. I thought it was my first HR round ever. So I thought it is an HR round. I was prepared about myself, like basic questions like tell me about yourself, etc. But things like why do you want to join ITC? Why specifically ITC? What is so special about ITC? They'll try to twist you and get a negative answer out of you, and then they'll ask what is your future plans. So basically, what they are looking for is a person will stick with their company for a very long time. The ITC till our time, they did not used to come for placements. They used to take interns, and then they used to give PPO to them. They never came for placements in our batch. So that was my journey in ITC. In Bajaj Auto, like I'm sure Sadeval and I should have said, but I'll tell it one again. In Bajaj Auto, basically there was a written test of 90 questions. 45 included core mechanical, and remaining 45 was general maths, mental ability, basic English, logical reasoning. So the core mechanical questions were relatively very hard. We had just finished our second year. We had entered into our fifth semester. We did not have much idea about various materials and manufacturing techniques which were taught later in our course. So the trick was that 45 logical reasoning and English and all those parts to get maximum out of them. And in the remaining 45, even the class topper could hardly solve 20 questions correct. I attempted all 90 out of 90, whichever I did not know. I took an educated guess. So this practice you can do on various sites like IndiaBix, as it was mentioned in part one of the series. They explained it in detail. And KPIT and Reliance procedure have already been discussed, so I'll not go into that. And I don't have much idea about that too. So this is another Suzuki internship program which started with our batch itself. It is a partnership between IITG and Association of Overseas Training and Japan government. This AOTS is an Indian government, Japan government, and Suzuki Motor Corp. So this is a wonderful chance to go to Japan for any core guy and get experience at Suzuki plants. It was conducted for the first time in our batch itself, but unfortunately, due to the COVID situation, it was cancelled in the last moment. Many of members from our club were selected in this photo. It is not very clear. I'll upload this slide. You can see Vishal is here. Ayush was also here. Gautam is here. Shrikavi is here. These all were from our club. They can explain you in more detail. If you have any doubt, you can contact them. Then coming to industrial intern off campus. So I'll be focusing more on this. Generally, people say that getting an internship off campus is very hard. It is true that it is hard in the sense that it is not convenient. In on-campus internship, you get everything on a plate. Like this is the portal you apply. Today is the exam you give. Whoever gets selected, tomorrow is the interview. You come prepared. Everything is properly established. But in off-campus, it is very inconvenient. Sometimes there is no opening. You'll have to go on your own interest. So, but the positive point is you'll have so many opportunities, way more than whatever is available on campus. Every company needs intern. Most of the companies they'll be looking for intern through official channel, and in some of them you have to go through their HR. And one more important thing about getting an industrial intern off campus is that if in your second year or third year itself, if you get an off-campus internship, you'll get used to the procedure of how to get an internship on your own. In future, it will help you in a way that suppose you joined some company after your BTech through on-campus placement, and you want to switch your jobs. At that stage, you'll not be having a proper established setup like the placement cell to guide you. If you had that off-campus getting an internship through off-campus experience beforehand itself, you'll be easily able to figure out where to apply, whom to contact, and whatnot. So you basically will be having an edge in switching job in future. And how coming on to how do we find where job openings are available or not? I'll I am sure most of you would have heard about Internshala website. So on this website, they you can go and select which kind of internship you want, for how many months you want, do you need any stipend or not, when is the internship starting. You can select all types of processes and you can figure out what are internships you want. They'll give you all the options. You can either apply it through them or you can go to the official site. Official site link also will be provided on this website and you can apply through that. And then you can use LinkedIn here very wisely. There is a job section in LinkedIn where they give you various kinds of openings. It is both for internships and for jobs. You can use the filter for internships and you can know about various openings. So there are a few things that you have to keep in mind while applying. For applying to a PSU, that is public sector undertaking, basically any government company, internships having a contract working in the company is mandatory for most of them. Like when I did an internship in HAL after my second year, I had applied through my father's friend who is already an employee in that company. So some companies even have that your someone from your family should be working in that company. But if you insist, they'll allow if you know if you just have a contact in that company. And other private companies like Boeing and GE Aviation, that is General Electric, Tata Motors, etc., have an fixed schedule for hiring interns. In the next slide, I'll tell you where to find these schedules. Like for Boeing, application period in India, it generally opens in February and goes until generally opens in December and goes until February. This is for summer interns. That will be the month from May to June, and so on. One of the major hurdle here is that generally off-campus interns are generally for 6 months or higher, because in 2 months, realistically, second year or third year passed out BTech guy cannot work much, so they take a lot of time to get any useful project out. So it's slightly difficult to search for a shorter duration internship, but using filters, you can differentiate between how much time the internship will be held on for. So and then this is for applying through portal, and you can also directly send an email or a message on LinkedIn to various company HRs. I'll give you an example. One of our senior, Sudhanshu Bhaiya, he applied to General Electric Aviation. General Electric has various arms in India, like General Electric Agriculture, General Electric Medical, General Electric Aviation. So in agriculture and medical, mostly it is related to computer science because they have to code and nothing much about mechanical is there. But in General Electric Aviation, things like gas turbine engines, the fuselage, etc., are mechanical components which requires thermodynamics and materials, all these courses. So in that, there is a lot of scope to apply. So this company, General Electric Aviation, this generally goes to IIT Bombay, IIT Madras, and IIT Kharagpur, etc. But it does not come to our IIT, IIT Guwahati. So what he did, once the process was over in February, he applied late. It is better if you apply early. The online portal was not showing any opening, so he went to LinkedIn. He searched for an HR. HR also, there are various types of HR. HR related to hiring will be contacting them will be most useful. So he contacted the HR. He sent a cold message. Like he did not know her, she did not know him. He directly sent her a message introducing himself that I'm Sudhanshu so and so, and he explained that he needs an internship and he has went through the profile, and he explained that since you guys did not come to our campus, I couldn't apply. Is there only opening left? I'd like to join. Fortunately for him, the HR agreed, and they set up an interview, and he was able to crack it, and he got a wonderful internship opportunity. In GE Aviation also, there is a chance for getting a PPO. So if you get a PPO, you'll not be worried about anything. And in cases of sending cold emails like this to unknown HRs, it is also important to send a follow-up email. So basically, generally what happens is if you send an email or a message, they may or may not reply. In case they do not reply, you can send a follow email message stating that after 2 weeks, for example, you can tell that I was wondering where my you can start with some greeting that thank you for seeing this email. I was wondering if my application process was considered. It'll be great to know what the status is. Something on those lines. And a guide to write a follow-up email is given at the end of the slide. I'll be sharing this slide so you can see from that. And also, important thing is that if you're applying through side channels, that is through writing an email to an HR or through a message, you should be ready for an interview at any time because they can tell you that okay, we considered your application. Will you be free this Saturday for an interview? They'll tell it'll be a casual interview, uh, or it'll be a technical interview. They'll inform you everything, and you should be ready. That is when you start uh, sending email or messages. Before that itself, you should be mentally prepared to give an interview at any time. It may so happen that you sent in a message today and they schedule your interview tomorrow. And especially during this COVID time when everything is online, it can happen very fast. And now this is a few example of getting an industrial internship off campus. This is through their official site. Like Vishal just half an hour ago, he showed the site of General Electric. So in General Electric also there are various kinds of internship that is global and in India. In global internships, you can apply, but getting chances of getting a selection is very less. Like if you apply for Australia, then they'll have to cover your expense for going to Australia, coming back, visa expense, etc. So they'll prefer is someone who is applying from Australia itself, right? So it is better if first you apply for Indian this Indian arm of these companies, and simultaneously you apply for their foreign offices too. They'll have different links for different sites. On their website itself, they have given links by region. Like for here, I've included few links. Boeing India link is here. In J Aviation, global link is here. In this global link, they have separated according to region wise. You can go to India and apply. In Tata Motors also, there is a global opportunity of chance of going abroad. And you must go through this blog. This blog is by Tata Motors itself. They have explained in details and they have included the process in which previous selections were made. The important thing about this blog is that people who were selected, students who were selected for this internship, they wrote this blog. And similarly, you can apply to various other automobile and core companies by visiting their websites. And there is a smart way to do this. Individually going to each and every site every day is a little hectic. So use Internshala and LinkedIn wisely. You can set up remind me if any job openings open, and you can directly apply through there. Don't give up hope. Yeah, the thing that I said in starting is applying off campuses is not very convenient, but it will be worth it. There is a plethora of options available, so don't lose hope, and it will give you a better understanding of how to get an internship, and in future it will be helpful in getting a job too or changing jobs. So this is the resource list. This is about the Suzuki internship program, which was that which came in IIT Guwahati in 2020, but was cancelled. This is a guide for email and message, follow up email and message. You can go through this later. And this is an example of a simple Internshala search. I cannot open. Let me see if I can open it here. No, I'm not on my laptop, so it is not possible here. You go through this link and try fitting in whatever type of work you want. There, then that's it for this presentation. The research internship part was covered in detail in part 1, and Vishal has also covered a part of it. So if you have any questions about that, you can ask that to now. So now for the questions. If anyone has any doubt, they can ask or type. Does anyone have a doubt about anything, be it in internship or job?
Hello, sir.
Hello.
Sir, in which company you got PPO?
I got it in Bajaj. So the internship process initially it was on site in Pune, but due to this coronavirus, it was converted to work from home. And getting a trick for getting the PPO in specifically in Bajaj is that if they ask you to do 1x work, you do 1.2x work. You give them something extra. So you can easily get an PPO in that case. This was set by their business HR itself. We had presentation in starting. So a guy by the name Mukun, he was our business HR. He gave us an advice that if you are doing 1.2x of the work cost, you'll definitely get a PPO. So I just followed that. Anyone else having any doubt?
Sir,
Yeah.
for a mechanical guy, it is necessary to take an intern in core itself.
No, it is not necessary. If you want to stay in core, uh, it is important to get an internship in core itself. But it is not impossible. Like if you take an coding intern in second year, but want to change it in third year and go for a core internship, then you should be ready you should be ready that the interviewer may ask you that why did you take a coding internship in second year itself? Why not core? Then you'll have to prepare your own reasons. What your reason was? You can be honest, like you can tell them core option wasn't available, or you can tell that I had different interests at that point of time. Whatever your reason is, you need to be prepared. They can then cross question like what is the guarantee that will not change it in future? And in such kind of situation, it is not advised to give a very solid, very hard answers like no sir, no or no ma'am. I'm sure that I'll be in mechanical for the rest of my life. You can give a diplomatic answer like I I explored it. I did not find it as interesting as I am finding mechanical engineering or a core job. You need to basically uh, convince them that you're not going to leave the company after doing the internship. Generally, the purpose of doing an internship which has a PPO option is for them to save money on recruitment because uh, before when they used to come to campus physically, it used to be very costly for any company, especially in areas like IIT Guwahati where it is far from many big cities. So it used to be very costly for them. So they try to minimize the cost by selecting students from the internship batch itself because they have also known them how they work. So this is the
One thing I want to add on to this is that you asked that should we do only internship in core mechanical? So I want you to ask your senior about something that the department has introduced to them about the compulsion of doing a summer training or internship program in the related to the mechanical branch. So you should definitely ask your senior about this. I'm not sure about this because it was not in our times, but I got to know from your senior that department has introduced a compulsory like non-credit course that asks you to submit internship certificate and internship document type of something like a seminar relating to the core internship program. So you should ask your senior about this for sure.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
So can we apply in core mechanical internship after fourth semester?
Yes, you can apply in the like off campus. You can apply after fourth semester, like Ananya did. He applied in the HAL by using his contact. So you can apply like that, but you will not get any chance to apply in the on campus internship opportunity because it is only for the third year students.
In after your second year, getting an off-campus internship in core specifically in various private companies is little hard, especially a paid internship. Going for a PSU will be a much safer option. So if you're applying somewhere, I'll also suggest you to apply for a PSU. The work which I did in HL was it was great. It was slightly better than the work which I did for Bajaj Auto, because Bajaj Auto they converted it into work from home, so there was nothing much we could have done about it. So getting an experience in second year is also good, but it is not necessary. If you are a part of some club like SI club, then you'll have a project also. You'll be having a position of responsibility also. So you just have to show it in your CV that you were not sitting idle for the first 2 years of your college, because that third year internship program will start just after your second year finishes. Like for you, it will be starting from when the college starts, from after July or August. So you'll have to show them that in the first 2 years, you did not waste time. You were consistent with your you putting in efforts. So internship as such is not necessary, but if you have it, it is well and good. If you don't have it, having some experience is also good enough.
Yes, definitely. You just need to have some material to speak about in any of the interview. Like if you want to do something after the fourth semester, you can do some project as well, or to get an internship in any of the industry of the locality you are residing, or in any PSU or any company off campus. So you just need to have some material that shows that you have done something. You just need not to be keeping sitting idle in your house. You have to show that yes, I have done something. I am interested about it. So that they can think that you are a best candidate to hire.
Does anyone else have any
Yeah,
doubt?
yeah, we generally don't hear anyone had internship in Tata Motors or got placed in Tata Motors. So, are there opportunities in Tata Motors we can approach?
Yes, there are various opportunities in it. You in our college, you specifically don't hear it because nobody applies in it. Uh, even I was not aware of this internship. My father told me about it. The important thing is that once two or three people start going and taking an internship in Tata Motors or anywhere else, the junior batch will start following. So it will set a precedent that okay, this senior went to that particular this particular industry. We'll also go there. They'll take guidance from you, and they'll also start following. The only thing is that people have not explored much. Right now, you have a lot of free time. I'll suggest you to judiciously use this. Make an online or offline Excel sheet and write down what your companies you desire to apply off campus, because on campus you'll be given a portal. Every company's detail will be there in that. Similarly, you create an Excel sheet and write down all the companies that you want to be applying, and then in that Excel sheet itself uh, you can assign various cells to uh, track your progress. Like you have sent them an email, you can mark it green, that box, then send a follow up email, because most of the times when people are applying to multiple companies, they forget that they have to send a follow up email and they lose opportunity. So you can keep tracking of all this and explore options which nobody from our batch has explored before. So it'll be challenging because you'll be doing it on your own, but it'll be worth it.
Yes, see, Sardul, you can apply in any of the companies. Any companies you can intern in any company, provided that you have the skill set and there is an opening in the company. So you have to apply in as much company as possible, so that these two things get aligned, that you have the skills, you have the interest, and there is an opening which makes you the best possible candidate. So apply as much as possible and as early as possible, so that you can get a good opportunity or good chance to stand about.
Yes, Bhaiya. And Bhaiya, there are two types of slots, right, in our on-campus internship process. There is like spot.
Yeah,
Uh,
spot and slot.
so can you explain about that?
uh, they have already explained you about this in the CCD talk, but if you want more, I can tell you that slot means like a list of companies will come in a very little span of time. In that you have to choose, you have to prioritize your list that you are sitting into. So according to that, let's say you have 5 companies in the slot round, and you are sitting for 3 company. So you have to give a priority, like I want this to be my first choice and this to be second choice. According to that, if you get selected in like 2 companies, you will get the internship in the choice one of your choice, the priority one of your choice, you will get to get interned into. But in internship, most of the company come for mechanical in spot round, like you give the interview and you get selected on the day itself. So for core mechanical, there will be only spot round, I think. Like what happened in our times, it was always spot, because there were very little opportunity, very 5, if I say 5 companies are there, but they don't come all along, like all at a time. They come at an interval of time, so slot thing is not possible in that case. Spot is the only possible case where you give the test, you give the interview, and you get selected. As simple as that.
Yeah. And
Oh,
yeah. Uh, so currently the Microsoft and the DShaw, those companies hiring tests are going on. So can you roughly tell if how much time we have before the core mechanical companies start coming?
It depends on upon the company. Like in our case, ITC came on 28th July, way before the internship session started. Like internship session started on around 2nd of August or like that. But ITC came before the internship session. It is about the
They
company.
came before anyone else.
They were the first, so everyone applied for that. So it depends upon the company how they pressurize this CCD team, and it depends upon the internship team also, that how they plan to start the like how they give the slots or spot to the company. If ITC were to come, it will come early as in August, I think.
Okay.
Hello, I
Thank you.
had a question. So I wanted to ask that what kind of chapters are focused on in the test of Bajaj and in the interview? Like any specific set of chapters which are open tested?
So chapters can vary every time. In placement, if I tell, everyone got different questions. In internship, also no, in internship, most of the questions were similar, but everyone got different questions. But in Bajaj, if I tell you, some of the questions were from the IC engine. So they always ask 1 to 3 questions regarding the IC engine all time. So it depends upon the company what they want to ask in the question, because the questions are always asked from some like platform like AMCAT. So the questions were always from the AMCAT, and you should be prepared for that. Like you should practice these type of questions from different type of websites, because it is not the question that are set by your professor. It will not be following the concepts that are taught by your professor, but it will be a general type of questions. So in Bajaj also they can ask you thermodynamics, machine design, solid mechanics, everything that is possible. But in our times, uh, this IC engine was there. So question from IC engine was a lot of question of IC engine was there in our time. But in placement, everyone got a different type of question. I got some question from solid mechanics as well. So uh, we can't definitely 100% say that this subject will only come into the intern, but you need to be very clear about the concept of the question. But uh, in our times, most of the people who got selected because they were good in aptitude. So the question relating to the core mechanical was almost same for everyone, and everyone were like very. It was very difficult for everyone to solve all those core mechanical questions.
Do they also give numericals in the interview of Bajaj and other core companies?
No, they don't ask numerical in the interview round. They ask you about the concepts only, like
I'll
theory.
I'll I'll give you an example of questions asked. Like for ITC, I told you that electrical person was taking my my interview, so he did not know much. He asked basic questions like gear ratio, all this. It was only hardly for 5-10 minutes. But in Bajaj, what happened was uh, there were two panels. One was very strict and one was little lenient. So unfortunately, I got that strict panel. Uh, so what happened was they were going through my CV. This was interview one. There were two technical interviews in Bajaj. So in the first interview, they were going through my CV, and in my key courses taken, I had written all the courses of mechanical engineering related to core. So one by one, like from engineering drawing, he gave a diagram, and he told me to draw isometric view of that diagram. It was a block with a hole in it, and then other question was how a gear is made that we use in automobile, and then one more was draw an auto cycle from thermodynamics, and then mainly it was focused on manufacturing, but the interview went for almost 35 minutes. This interview, he asked me from almost all the topics, but only basic questions, nothing in depth. Like he did not go into asking me how to calculate efficiency or to prove anything. Just from just basics of everything, and then some questions which I did not know, like manufacturing of gear. I did not know. I told him that sir, it has not been thought. I'm not aware of this. So you can be honest about it. It is also they'll also check your personality, that how truthful you are, if you can face any failures, like you don't know, and if you lose all your confidence, if you don't know one question, then it will not give a good impression. So if you don't know something, you can be honest about it, but try to revise whatever is taught in your class. Uh, at least uh, the basics of everything. And it is also important that you have 2 or 3 your subjects as favorite subject. If you have thermodynamics or if you have any other subject like that, which is your favorite subject, they'll ask you in interview sometimes that what is your favorite subject, and then they'll ask you questions on that. Sometimes it can happen. And then in second technical interview in Bajaj, in first technical interview, only one person was taking that interview. In second technical interview, 3 technical people from Bajaj came to take the interview from, and all 3 were sitting there. And this went for around 15 minutes. This interview was focused mainly on projects. It was a technical interview, but focused mainly on project. Like I had worked on FE cycle. So they asked me what kind of drivetrain does FE cycle use. So I told them it is based on chain and sprocket. And they asked me how do you keep the tension fixed in the FE cycle. So I told them we use a mechanism. I drew and showed it to them. I was not able to recall its name. So I told them honestly that I'm not able to recall its name, but it is. I drew and showed them that this is the part which we use. And then they asked me about second year internship questions also. Whatever projects you have in your CV. I had also mentioned a Kriti project in CV because I wanted to mention 4 projects and I was not able to complete it. So I mentioned one Kriti project RC plane, which flew for hardly 1.5 seconds. So it did not flow. It didn't. It wasn't able to fly. I just mentioned it because I worked on it. So they asked me questions on that also. How many degrees of freedom does it have? How can you control it? So this was in my second technical interview. So you have to be prepared in your subject and in your projects both, for especially for Bajaj internships.
And if you have written your like courses related to your minor, they may ask you. There are chances that they may ask you questions related to the uh, minor that you have written. If you have written electrical engineering related subjects uh, like anything related to analog circuit or digital circuit, they may ask you question about that. So if you are very sure about uh, any answering these questions, then you should write that in your CV. Otherwise, it may backfire you. So be prepared about that also.
Thank you. That was helpful.
So
Anything
with
else?
that,
You can also ask about what kind of clothes to wear during the interview, what kind of dress to wear during the interview, and about how you should greet them, like your soft skills. That is also very important. You have to set a good impression to the panel or the person taking your interview.
Yeah, our interviews will be online, right? So
Yes, but make sure you're dressed well. You're dressed for the occasion. Okay, it's generally called dressing for the occasion. You wear you wear a suit and tie, look professional. It will give you an edge.
And have some mock interviews also with your friend circle. Like
Yes,
it will help you in the like in the final interview. It will help you because uh, all those uh, all those mock interviews will prepare you for the final interview.
yes. Mock interviews and group discussions also. Mock group discussions. Uh, are you aware of what kind of how does a group discussion happen? What actually happens? Is anyone aware of it? Of especially of ITC? Should I tell you in brief in a minute or two?
Yeah, please.
So in in ITC's group discussion round, they'll give you a situation like I'm giving a similar situation that some accident occurred near a bridge in that railway on which railway track was there. You know that a train is about to come to that towards that bridge. Now you have to stop it, but you also see that one person is bleeding, and he might die if he is not given medical attention. So in this situation, you and they also give you that there are a group of armed people who demolish the bridge. They are near that person itself. You are a group of 6 people. How will you deal with this situation? This is a little extreme situation. They'll give you little toned down version of this. So you'll have to come. You have to plan up amongst yourself what you'll be doing. Uh, you can. A possible solution can be 3 people. You'll divide your group into 2 parts. 3 people to go and stop the train by showing the red shirt which one person was wearing, and the remaining 3 people calling the police. Something like that you have to discuss in that given time, and in the end, it is very important that you reach to a final. You reach to an agreement, all 6 of you. It is not like they'll accept only 3 of you or 2 of you from that 6 of you to go into next round. If all 6 of you are performing well, they can select all 6 of you also. So it is very. It is you don't. It is important to note that you don't have to fight there, because sometimes the arguments may get heated, but someone may start shouting. So all these etiquettes you have to follow, and you have to reach to a consensus in the given time. You have to, all of you have to agree on it after discussing at the end of time. Time will fly. It will be around 10 or 15 minutes itself. So it is not a lot of time, especially when 6 people are giving their opinions. I'll suggest you to go through blogs on this about ITC this mock interviews. Sorry, ITC group discussion rounds, and practice among yourselves. Okay.
And this GD is not for getting it does not ask you to answer anything, but they will just see that how you behave while discussing, how you discuss things, how you put up your points, how you welcome others' points, and how you can lead everyone toward a particular consensus where everyone agrees to you. So this is not about getting a particular answer that is very correct, solving the situation. It is the process that they judge, not the answer. So you need to be very good at putting up your things, uh, respecting the words of others, and leading them toward a particular solution. This is very necessary for you to excel in the GD round.
Anything else that anyone wants to ask?
Sir,
Yes.
hello. How many projects we should do for getting an
Project?
good intern? Yeah.
No, it is not. There is no hard and fast rule. If you have 2 good projects, that is great. You don't have to do so many projects, because if you have 10 projects and if you're writing it in on your CV, it will become very messy. Especially for industrial internship. For academic research intern, it is understood that a person has a 2 page or 2.5 page CV, because they'll have their publications, they'll have things related to that, especially after third or fourth year after graduating. But in case of industrial internship, it is important to keep it short and simple, because they'll not be having a lot of time to go through all the CVs. If they get irritated seeing your CV, they'll not focus more on it. So having 2 good projects is great. Up to 4 or 5, you can write. You can mention safely.
Okay. Thank you.
So I guess with that, we can conclude today's session. Thanks a lot to Ananya Bhaiya and Vishal Bhaiya. That was really insightful. I hope our audience learned a lot and it would help them in making the right choices. With that, you guys can leave. Thank you for joining in.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ian.
Thank you, Bhaiya.
Hello, please stop the recording.